Bonjour les amis, Véronique, my friends call me Véro. I promised some very nice people to show them a store that is very popular in Paris and in France. I am standing in the 17th arrondissement, a beautiful little square known as La Place de Lévis. And I am standing outside a store, a brand that the French know very well. It is called Picard, and this is their logo. They have been around for a really long time. The Picard family owned the business in the 1920s, eventually sold it. The business kept growing, and their specialty is frozen food. So it might shock some of you who haven't been in France or to France and think that the French cook fresh meals every day, going to specialty shops. But in fact, when you have a supplier of frozen food as wonderful as Picard, it's also very tempting to go and shop there, and either for desserts or your main course. And they have over 1,000 stores in France, even in Europe, in fact, so it's everywhere. And I am going to take you inside because the holidays are around the corner, and they gave me their authorization, their approval, and I can actually film inside the store, so I'm going to try not to disturb their customers too much. So what you see at Picard that can be shocking sometimes is the rather simple or Spartan look of the stores. It's not very fancy. What you see are big freezers, and the food is in it, and it's nicely sorted out by categories: side dishes, vegetables, desserts, first courses, which the French call entrée, and so forth. And you can see one of the employees there restocking. The holidays, like I said, are around the corner, and so we have some exciting new products that have just come in, and I am going to show you some of them. Here in this freezer we have les éditions limitées, limited editions. And if I open this really quickly, you can see that a lot of them are bite-sized. This is what you would serve for l'apéritif, for l'apéro. Bite-sized things, mini sandwiches. Here are lollipops even, but it's all savory options. Little canapés, as we say. Some come with foie gras, some come with seafood. There's a variety, and they make wonderful little dishes you can serve for your guests. These are more of the regular selection. They're not specially for the holidays, but this is a very French thing. It's called le pain surprise. Un pain surprise is a surprise bread. And it's layers of bread that have been pre-sliced and filled with different fillings. It can be meat, it can be fish, it can be vegetarian. And you put it on a platter and it looks really good. And since the sandwich slices are pre-cut, it's really, it's an easy way to serve an apéritif, an apéro, this French ritual while you have drinks, usually alcoholic beverages, before you serve dinner. You can see these in puff pastry, made with pure butter, they tell you. Everything is wonderfully presented. You put it on a nice platter and voila, it's ready to go. And the taste is quite yummy too, though after a while you learn to recognize your favorite products. These are little puff pastries, bite-sized, and inside they have snails, les escargots. Quite good if you like snails. So you see the word for what you serve for the apéritif is canapé. You see that word down there, canapé, is what you serve for l'apéritif. Now, about 10 years ago or a little more, les verrines that comes from verre, a glass. So everything served in a little glass. Les verrines were really popular, and I see that Picard continues to make these. So just, I see some with mango, another one with foie gras, another one vegetarian with carrots and hummus and lentils. So you can see there's a big diversity here. So on both sides, on both aisles here, both sides of the aisle, you have more. You have the regular products and the Christmas selection, and I'm going to focus on the Christmas selection because otherwise we would be in here for 2 hours. These are mignardises, another good word to know in France. In gastronomic restaurants, this is what they bring to you with coffee. Little bite-sized desserts, look how pretty they are. Macarons, choux gourmand, filled with raspberry, mascarpone and vanilla, hazelnuts, lemon, chocolate, so different flavors. And these are more like ice cream. And then, of course, you'll have full-size desserts that serve a crowd. Omelette Norwegian, that's a very popular dessert still in France. Maybe I'll come back in January and do another video of just their standard products that really help French cook prepare meals. There is a variety here that really helps. Now, sign of the times, Picard also goes for the bio trend. Bio for organic, biologique, B-I-O, biologie, organic. So they have a whole section here, the green section, that is only filled with organic products. He's working really hard, stocking. At the back here, I see puree, which is everything mashed vegetables, potatoes here, all sorts of potato dishes, French fries, and so forth. Les potages, which is soup. And let's see, where are our specialties? Oh, these are Christmas specialties. So these are your main courses. In French we say plat, P-L-A-T. In the US, for example, you would call those entrees. So these are the main courses you can serve at Christmas time, and they are mostly poultry. So you can see here that we have une poularde farcie. They're all stuffed with delicious things like mushroom and wine. Poularde. Here is une pintade, une canne, canette, which is the female of the duck. Un chapon, the capon, stuffed with chestnuts, honey. This one with foie gras and sauterne wine. A turkey. Turkey is big for the Christmas meal. Stuffed with chestnuts and portobello mushrooms. Here are some quails, 2 quails for people who want to have a nice small Christmas meal. And of course some duck. And people from the Southwest might be very interested in this selection. So these would be some of the special courses they have for Christmas. See, they bring the food in these big carts with the bags that keep the food cold. And they're very quick, very good about putting them out there in the freezers quickly. Here we have fish, we have seafood, but that's not the Christmas selection. Here is a shellfish. So I will show you les apéritifs. Now you all know this ritual in French life, l'apéritif, which you enjoy with friends. A drink, a few munchies, usually before dinner, sometimes before lunch. Sometimes the apéritif or apéro becomes dînatoire, which means you turn it into dinner. And if you shop at Picard, you can certainly do that because there is a lot here. Mini cakes with salmon, mini cakes with ham and olives, mini hot dogs, mini cheeseburgers. See, some of you would feel right at home. The gougère made with cheese. Petit four, another great word to know, little bite-sized things you can serve that are usually savory, mini quiche. So quite a lot of them. They're not specifically the holiday selection, actually, these. The holiday selection is right here. You can tell by the pretty boxes. Here you have 20 canapés for the apéro. Another pain surprise, like the one I showed you earlier. Here's another pain surprise. Little kebabs, savory, of course. More escargot. In this coffret gourmand, you have 28 bite-sized aperitif type of food. Here, beautiful star-shaped puff pastry first courses, or entrée in French. These are presented in a dish. You can go back later and pause the video and see what they're made of if you want to practice your French. The lollipops we saw earlier, I think some of these we saw at the entrance of the shop. So you get to see them twice. As you can see, it's very well presented. They're all rather quite tasty. And the prices are fairly affordable. I'm just going to show you some prices so you can see. You can really stock up here if you have a big freezer, which of course for Parisians would be a challenge because apartments are small, kitchens are small, and very often fridges and freezers are pretty small too. But if you can stock up, then you're in business and you always have something tasty to eat. Les plats traiteurs, so these would be fancier dishes. Look at that. The saumon farci, so this is your stuffed salmon, saumon en croûte. You would find that in some of the best restaurants. This is amazing. And here is filet de bœuf, so this is your beef en croûte as well. There are game options as well, le chevreuil. Seafood over there, a lot of things. Here's a pizza selection, and it keeps going. It just keeps going. There are a lot of options. But like I said, you see the store is rather Spartan. They don't spend a lot of money on the decor. They spend money on the quality of their products, which is very smart. Now, this is not a family-owned business anymore, but the Picard family were the ones who really started this business in the first half of the 20th century. By the 60s, certainly, that's when everything took off. More options. And before we wrap up, I want to show you some desserts. Now, you know that a popular dessert in France at Christmas is la bûche de Noël. And la bûche comes in two versions. La bûche pâtissière from pastry, which is cake, filled with different flavors, or the other bûche, which will be more ice cream. La bûche glacée, glace being ice cream. So la bûche pâtissière would be in this section, the pastry version. You can see a beautiful one here made with chocolate. And of course, other desserts, the Christmas crown, chocolate. And see, they also make smaller servings. Here you have 2 servings in each of these boxes of bûche pâtissière, the pastry version of the bûche. Vanilla, raspberry, chocolate meringue. Here you have, that would be mine, coffee and chocolate. Chocolate, hazelnut, more sweets. So these are your bûche pâtissière. And here are your bûche glacée, the ice cream ones. Chocolate caramel, chocolate, and look how pretty they look. Chestnut vanilla. This one was signed by a French chef. And it's chocolate, agrumes, which is citrus, and chestnut. More flavors. I've had some of these and they're quite good. Look at this meringue one with this lemon. Lots of options. They serve a crowd. And as always, you have the smaller packaging for 2 people so that everyone can party without wasting anything. These are called the 4 Père Noël, the 4 frozen Père Noël, 4 Santas. And look at this, we have a rainbow cake. Oh, and an iconic French dessert, the vacherin glacé, the vacherin, flavored with vanilla and raspberry. Nougat glacé, also a classic. So as you can see, many French people will not go starving. Just to show you prices, for the full-size bûche, you can have one for under 17 euros, the ones that serve a crowd. 8 slices, it says 8 parts, which is 8 slices. These are around the same prices too, even less in fact. And the little ones, when you can have 2 servings, run under 5 euros really. So all very affordable, all very tasty, all very pretty, which is very important in France. As you know, everything has to look, taste, sound just right. So once you've stocked up in your cart, they do have wine if you forgot to buy wine on the way home, which is handy. Little crackers if you need them. And just for the fun of it, I will show you some of their regular desserts, which happen to be macarons and more mignardises, those bite-sized desserts. Look at the mini rum babas. Macaron with different flavors. and more of these, which I think we saw earlier. So now you understand why Picard is such a big deal in France. So if you move into an apartment or rental apartment that has a Picard nearby, you're in business. And if you forgot your bag, you can come and buy a bag here. They're very cheap too. This is une glacière. That means a bag that keeps your food cold. See, it's canvas, it's fabric. Oh, and it's made with bio cotton, so organic cotton. This is the one I own. It's a regular bag, it fits a lot. And in there you can have apéro. And so this is their philosophy of life. L'apéro, les copains, la vie. The apéritif, friends, buddies, life. And I think I'll let that be my parting words to you. Apéritif, good food, good wine, friends, and life. What else can there be, especially in 2020? Again, my name is Véronique, Véro. I am a Paris-based content creator, a tour guide, a travel blogger, and I share my French life in social media every day on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where many videos await and where this one is going to go very soon. Wishing you all happy holidays. Joyeux Noël, les amis. À bientôt.